What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? This is Lamar Anderson, and I want to welcome you all to, I think it's our fifth episode. Fifth episode of Think About It.
Black people.
Man, this feel good, y'all. Y'all have no idea. I love when I'm able to pull up with my friends here, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves in just a second. I love when I'm able to pull up my friends and hit y'all with a variety of different topics. Like I said, with this being our fifth episode, I want to make sure you all check out our first 4 episodes. They're available out there. I want to make sure you all are following us on those social media platforms that we're on. Share, like, give us comments. Let us know what some different things that you all want to talk about. Before we get into all of that, got to introduce my team. First up, my girl E. Go ahead and introduce yourself, E.
Hey, I'm Erica Baird, just chilling in the P. If you hear a little noise, hopefully you won't. Doing some modeling, so I'm excited. Fresh haircut, feeling
good.
That's right. All right. Definitely got to shoot to the queen, Shell. Go ahead, Shell.
What's happening? I'm not a queen by myself. E is a queen as well. Now, all you queens that are going to watch, Michelle and in the house, like, I'm cooking dinner, like collard greens, oven roasted jerk chicken, white rice, cornbread muffins, but we still getting it in. God is good. Welcome.
All right. Now let me shoot it to my boy Rut. Go ahead, Rut.
What's good, party people in the place to be? It's old boy Ruddy Rutty. How y'all doing? Let's get going.
All right, now look, the internet been all abuzz about this topic. So I know y'all know that we got to talk about the Will and Jada, the red table talk and all that, right? Nah.
We ain't
talking about that. We ain't talking about that.
We got some other stuff to talk about.
This is not the platform. This is not the platform where you finna hear about all of that mess. There's so many other platforms that you can pull up on, check out their opinions on all that. Of course, we have opinions about that, and there's different things that we would like to unpack about that, but we're going to unpack it at a later date. All of this hype about it right now, this ain't the time, all right? With that being said, we're going to hit y'all with a real topic that we want to talk about, and that's self-care. And, with the pandemic going on, all these, the shelter in place, all these different things that are happening. What are some people actually doing to some self-health care tips that you all can be doing to make sure that you're good? So I got experts here and I got people who have been doing a variety of different things. I want to talk to you all and you kind of tell me what's within your top 3 to 5 things that you've been doing to kind of help yourself in self-health care. All right, E, let's go first. What you got?
I think one of the biggest things is not just what am I doing in COVID, because I am doing a lot more getting focused in COVID, but what I feel like God's just been dealing with me on is the fact that I should have been doing it all along. So many times we get so busy with everything, with life, with my job, with travel, that I forget to care about myself then. And I feel like maybe that's why God sat some of us down, because he said he maketh us lie down in green pastures. If we won't do it for ourselves and just sit down and say, I'm going to care about me, I feel like he's forcing our hand, and I'm glad. And
yep.
I would say that the probably my 3 big things, I just wake up every day and I go to bed every day with a devotional. So I get in God's word, whether it's listening to Dr. Evans and Joyce, whether it's reading devotionals on my Bible app. I just spend time in God's presence because I don't care what I'm going through. I have peace in the midst of it. And it's a peace that the world can't give me. And so that's just my number one. I mean, it's that
great number one.
Everything else is after this. But then I think the other big thing, Shell kind of motivated me because she's so into caring, healthy soul food. She's done so much on her health journey that started at the beginning of the pandemic. Working after walk to to get food. I'd have to walk to go to the restroom. I'd have to pay for snacks if I bring them. And so it challenged me to be a little more conscientious. Here, I just could go, it's 3 steps to the bathroom, it's 3 steps to the pantry, and it's free because it's at my house. And I started to see that I was gaining weight, and it was probably the depression. I was reading my devotionals, but I wasn't really just meditating on it and letting it sink in. I'd read it because I was checking the box, but now I'm reading it with, Lord, speak to me. And so I started eating healthier. I've been making conscious choices, especially since Michelle's been talking about that. I'm FitnessPal, and I've just been registering my food, and I've been exercising. I think I talked about it in another one, but just getting those pounds. And so in the last 4 weeks, I lost 8 pounds.
Come on.
5.5, 6 inches. I mean, I still have a long way to go, but I'm moving in the right direction. So that's brought me great peace. And then I'm just journaling, like I'm looking at the journey. So I'm like, okay, Lord, do I overeat when I'm stressed, when work is hectic, when I'm trying to volunteer, when I'm doing all these things in the community, when I'm working with my children? Am I forgetting to think about me, and why is that? And I started writing down like things that God is telling me, like instead of saying, oh man, I still want to lose 50 pounds, I saw something on Facebook that said, there's someone who wishes they were your size. So say I'm beautiful right now, but keep going on the journey, because it's really about inner self. It's about, I don't want big, high medical bills. You guys know I'm the money person. I don't want big, high medical bills later. I don't want to be at the grocery store on a cart if I can help it. And I can help it right now. And so you guys have just your friendships and you guys walking this journey with me has inspired me so much. So I'm so thankful that we're doing this. I probably wouldn't have taken the time to do this like I should had it not been for our friendship and us starting this back, me wanting to do that mindful health. So
yes.
Thank you guys so much. And those are my top 3, I guess I would say, because I think food and working out go together, because you can work out and never lose the weight. Eating is just as important on taking care of your body. You can lift, you can exercise, you can do all that, but if you're not putting good food, you're still all right. Like Michelle said, dead bones on the inside. So love it.
That's a great list. So one thing I didn't preference by starting this, when I started this, I want to make sure people are at least taking some notes, because there may be some tips that we're going to provide for you all that, we want you to definitely take notes on this and review back, because these are some great healthy tips. So, all right, let's go to my girl, Michelle. Michelle, so what you got?
Well, this is one of my favorite topics. And although very young, you begin to experience, who you are on the inside of you. I'm just going off the top of my spirit, my heart, my mind, body, soul, spirit, as a matter of fact. You start very young learning who you are, but we tend to lose sight of that because the world says we should do this, we should obtain this, we should go here, we should go there. And in my 50 years, yes, all these different templates. But in my 50 years of existence over the course of the last couple of years, I'm becoming more free. The Bible says who the Son sets free is free indeed. And we take and have created 35,000 different Christian denominations over that one verse. So for me, what it has done is allowed me to go inside of me and attach myself to God, to source, because he lives within us and we are made in his image. We're made in his image, the Bible tells us. And so we need to start living that thing out and stop relying on all of these outside sources, because he lives within us and he is spirit. So
and
with that being
satisfy you, Michelle, they don't. Like when you chase the stuff that the world wants you to chase, it doesn't satisfy you. I just had to say, we all going on 50 and we fine.
Yes. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'll remain humble on that. I'll remain humble. You know what I'm saying? But you know. And so
I'm gonna tell you whatever I can.
Oh, both you brothers is leading it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all leading it. Yeah. But my thing
just joined the 50-year-old gang, so
exactly. It's all good. We going backwards. Like my auntie always say, I ain't getting old, you getting old. You understand what I'm saying?
Benjamin Button,
Uh-huh.
baby. Benjamin
Right,
Yeah,
Button.
but that's right. That's right. So mind, body, soul, spirit. For me, that may not be for everybody. Some people it's mind, body, soul. But for me, it's mind, body, soul, spirit. You can have spirit, which is team morale. Go team, go Woodruff Warriors, you know what I'm saying? So that's a spirit, that's team morale. So why not have team morale for yourself and be aware of what it is you allow into your time and into your space. So then you got
yourself.
Yes, and then you got your natural self, mind, so body. What you take into your body. Are any of us perfect? No, but you can be conscientious of what it is that you choose to take in your body. So if you decide to eat healthy all week for lunches at work, but then you decide to go ahead and have that pizza on Friday like I tend to do, it's about balance. You know, back in nursing school in 1998, my medical surgical nursing book said that we all are seeking balance. And that's on a daily basis. You go to bed, you get back up, and you want balance within yourself. Nobody can tell you who and what and when and where will balance you. As long as it's for the greater good for yourself and the greater good for mankind, then it should work itself out. Then you have your mind. What I'm learning is the mind is the sinful part of you. The mind is the ego part of you. This is just me. I ain't wrote no books on it, but it's coming. You know, so the Bible speaks about sin, but then you have your ego. Your ego works, what I'm finding, against you. So when you have to retaliate because somebody has said something negative to you, or you posted something on Facebook and people aren't in agreement with you, well, is it your ego that's rising up and then you begin to post against what they're saying? Or is it that, you know, this whole fight and flight thing, when in reality, you don't owe anybody anything but love, okay? Christ came with love. You owe no one nothing but love. So if you're not in agreement with what I say or how I state things, that's okay. Because it's about my internal wealth and health and well-being. It's you know what I'm saying? So
you know, Michelle, just to support what you're saying, the Bible says to take every thought captive. Sometimes if we've been through something, whether it was an abusive relationship, whether it was just growing up with insecurities, just because racism does cause insecurity in minorities, just having to go through and say, that's a lie. What is the truth?
Exactly. And totally, Erica. And back in the day, 10, 12 years ago, I have notes. I wanted to write a book that says, who's right? It's entitled Who's Right? Because we're taught to adhere to all these different templates and things like that. When I went to look up the definition of health and wellness, or internal health, all that kept popping up was like medical descriptions of what internal health or wellness would be. So I got internal health, but it's Medicine Net. It says the medical specialty dedicated to the diagnosis and medical treatment of adults. A physician who specializes in internal medicine is referred to as an internist. First of all, I wasn't looking for an internist. I know what an internist is. They take care of everything from A to Z, medical doctor. But what about the people that are helping you to take care of you and who you are on the inside of you? Can't nobody tell you about you. And we need to stop this right now. You understand what I'm saying? We need to stop this. No one knows you better than yourself, okay? Medication may not always fix it. I'm a healthcare provider for over 30 years, but that doesn't mean that I just want to live off a bunch of medications. No, I want to live off healthy greens, fruits, vegetables, things of that nature, and utilize what works for me. Mind, body, soul, spirit. Real quick, if I could mention to you, Nikki Giovanni. My dad, like all weekend, I had the opportunity to be engaged to all these different, Frederick Douglass. I didn't learn about them in school, okay? I didn't learn about none of these people in school. Nobody taught me anything about these renowned Black people that spoke in favor of our humanity. And now I'm on a quest to make sure that I learn as much as possible about them. That helps my inner being, because guess what? I'm Black, light skinned Black. It don't matter. I'm a woman of color. and I come from a descendant of slavery. So Giovanni, can I give a quote real quick?
Yes, oh,
She says,
definitely.
Nikki Giovanni, mistakes are a fact of life. It is the response to the error that counts. We love because it's the only true adventure. Love is the only true adventure, which comes from God, because God is love. If you don't understand yourself, you don't understand anybody else.
And I'm glad you brought all of that up, because one of the things let me go ahead and shout out real quick. I had an opportunity to meet Nikki Giovanni. She is an amazing person. And what I really love about what we're pouring into the air is the positivity that people need, self-esteem. And that's one of the main things that, you know, I think has been underlined here. A lot of people crush other people's self-esteem because they are not feeling good about themselves. So the easy target when you're not feeling good about yourself is to try to bring somebody else down to where you are. Misery loves company. We've heard all of those different things. So I love the fact, hearing just both of you all in terms of what you were just saying about self-care, that I'm like one of your biggest cheerleaders right now. And I'm glad you're your own biggest cheerleaders as well, because sometimes it's going to take for you to love yourself so much that the other stuff that other people are trying to bring to you that is so negative, it can never come in. I love that you guys are your own.
Well, and you know what? If you don't love yourself, TD Jakes one time said, if you think about marriage or any type of healthy relationship, marriage is multiplication, because you take one and you join it with one. The only way you can do that is by multiplication. So 1 times 1 equals 1. If you take a 50% woman and you multiply her with the 50% man, they become 0.25. So two people down lower. And that's so important for us to be whole on the inside and look for it from anybody else, just like Michelle was saying. And I've been there.
Yes,
this is mathematics, y'all. This is mathematics. I'm glad you brought that up.
And we could go on and on and on for days in regards to this one topic, because this is not about what you're doing outside of yourself to become who you are supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? This is about you looking within old hurts, pains, wounds, and letting that stuff go. Real quick. Creating a culture of wellness. This is a blog that I stumbled upon, Creating a Culture of Wellness. It gave 8 different topics or things that would fall under that. So it says, I have adopted and subscribed to a much broader definition of wellness provided by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. 1, physical health, recognizing the need for physical activity, healthy foods, and sleep. Important. I'm doing I got all kinds of stuff going on right now in a chill fashion, but you can guarantee Michelle gonna go to bed at a certain time. Forget what you heard, okay?
And when you love yourself, you sleep better.
Yeah. Exactly. Emotional, coping effectively with life and creating satisfying relationships. Look, who would have ever thought that we would turn around and be in this form that we are in? It is God allowed, God arranged, okay? You know what I'm saying? Yes, spiritual. Expanding a sense of purpose and meaning in your life. Spiritual is, it's not tangible, but yet it manifests. It manifests intangible. We see the trees, we hear the birds chirp. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual. Who are you in the spirit realm with your source, with God? Social. Developing a sense of connection, belonging, and a support system. It's simple. It's elementary, dear Watson. Intellectual. Recognizing creative abilities and finding ways to expand knowledge and skills. Occupational. Personal satisfaction and enrichment from one's work. Now, let's stop there. The world says go get an education and, you know, pay for that degree for the rest of your life, and that's your occupation. No, your occupation could be your gifts and talents that God give. It's innate. You're born with it, okay? Environmental.
And I think, Michelle, I think that a lot of times people think that their occupation you have to be a doctor, you have to have something great. God,
exactly.
You gotta understand with
your job.
There's a lot of people out there with self-talents that don't have to go to school, but in order for you to do your self-talent, you gotta be certified. Or
exactly.
And always about the dollar bill for your self-talent. Everybody.
And listen, And I'm glad you said that, Rub, because a guy told me this a long time ago. He said, this is what you need to find. He said, do what you love to do. And if they're willing to pay you for it, it's something that you would do for free, but you love it so much and they're willing to pay you for it. It's not work. And that's what I want for everybody. I don't want people to wake up in the morning, put their feet on the ground and have to go to a job. I want you to go do something that is fulfilling, that you really love to do.
Exactly.
Well, and I think even more than that, I think sometimes people could like the jobs that they're in if they just like themselves. A lot of times we
yes.
This is this person, is this person, is this person. Sometimes it's us.
Yes.
Yes.
Because if you really get engaged in your spiritual, anytime it looks like it was for evil, when you know who you are and whose you are, it's working for your good anyway. So it's really about, okay, I might go through a hard time with a rough boss. God's showing me how not to be. God showing me when I get to that level, who I should be. There's always something in there for us.
Yes.
And if you don't learn that lesson, whatever that lesson may be, you carry it on to the next position.
You will repeat it. You will repeat.
There's a lesson to be learned in all of
you will repeat the same cycles over and over and over again. We don't practice Buddhism, but here you got Christianity, you got Buddhism, you got Hinduism and all that. Now, I took world religion because I had the option to do that when I furthered my education in nursing. And what I learned in world religion, all the other religions or belief systems are true as well. And if you become enlightened, you begin to experience these different belief systems. Now, are you wrong for that? No one can tell you your experiences, okay? But we tend to, like in Christianity, 35,000 different Christian denominations, we stunt the growth of our people. Hey, listen, Christ taught love. Christ showed us the way back to God, which is love, and God is love. And that's what I'm on right now. But first, you got to begin to love yourself. And if I could say this one quote from my mama, I don't know where my mama is right now, okay? I don't know where she is. She did not raise me, but she entered in my life a couple of times. But let me tell you what she would always say. If you lie to yourself, who can you trust? On that note, I'll be quiet.
All right, let me shoot it to my boy Rhett. Come on, Rhett. What would you do? What you doing, man?
For myself, wellness, pretty much, you know me. I'm always a quiet person, stick to myself, you know. And then, as far as before my incident, I was always, you know, eating good, kept myself in physical condition. You know, I was always the athlete in high school, doing all the, you know, sports and things. And then when I went out to Arizona, I kept it up and everything. And then I started, you know, I ain't know too many people, but I was where I was working at, I was surrounded by a pastor. And I worked with him, and right for the life of me, I cannot remember his name right now. But he would always tell me things, you know, and we'll throw things, you know, because I'm not a biblical person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of person that will go around and quote things from the Bible and everything, because I live free. You know what I'm saying? I don't follow no rules of anybody, because I only follow one rule, and that's the 10 Commandments. Boom. Simple, put, no right from wrong. But back to what I was saying about me and the pastor, me and him always used to go back and forth with things. He'll say something to somebody else, well, you shouldn't be dressed like that, and you a young girl. I was like, look, man, let that girl wear what she want to wear. That's her body, that's her person, that's who she is. You know what I'm saying? You can control somebody else's path, the way his righteous path, the way they want to follow it. So they got to follow that the way they want to. They'll curve once they figure out where they want to go. But right now, she let her follow where she wants. You can't just say, no, when you see something like that on a young woman, you got to address it. I said, yeah, but you're not her parent. So you got to let that ride, dog, because now you and her going to be in the problems. And that's you and her, the same skin color. Now you and her got an altercation, and y'all looking at people as enemies, and that shouldn't how it be. Everybody's a free person. They should have their own path they need to follow, and just know right from wrong. You know, if you see somebody saying something negative to a person, like, hey, man, that ain't right. It ain't your business. I keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? I ain't nothing I can do. I just keep to make sure you ain't gonna hurt nobody. 911, take care of it. That's it. I'm not gonna sit there. Now, if somebody's sitting there beating on somebody, then that's a different thing. On a woman, that's a different thing. But then he be like, yeah. So then after we had separate, I lost contact with him and everything in Arizona. Then after that, I started getting sick. So then after I found out I had kidney disease, and then I found out that it was because I wasn't eating right, I wasn't eating certain things that I needed. So I was like, oh, because at the time I was working out, building. I was 187 when I was out in Arizona. And so I was like, okay, what you said, your potassium is low, your sodium is low. I became anemic.
Your electrolytes, yep.
Iron is low and everything. He said, you're keeping yourself hydrated, but when you're working out, your body still needs sodium. The salt is what hydrates your body and everything. I said, okay, but I was substituting it with protein bars, sugar, more sugar and things, carbs and stuff like that.
And a lot of those protein bars, they're manufactured and your body can't digest that stuff. And so people don't realize that greens, spinach, all of that stuff is 40% protein anyway.
Yes. Rice. I'm making white rice to go along with dinner tonight. White rice is protein. And I learned that from being in school and just studying on the, I think it was the Korean culture at the time, and went and visited a Korean restaurant and stuff. They utilize rice as a protein instead of a bunch of meat. So there comes your beans. You add your beans in, and lentils and things like that, and that is your protein.
Oh, yeah, but don't front now. Hold on, I don't mean to interrupt. Your 22 day. Come on, I you better speak on that, dude.
Oh yeah.
Okay, just checking.
That's the bomb. Been there, done that. That's the bomb. That's the bomb.
I don't mean to be pushing your way,
Yeah, pushing.
Oh, I mean, that was gonna be my closing. But after I got to get to know more people out there, I met a couple of Hispanic ladies, older senoritas, and they was telling me, Senor, you need to eat more frijoles and rice and stuff.
Yes, that's what I just said. That's who I learned it from. Yep.
So she was like, all right. So then, I started eating, they would bring food to work, and they would get to chat and tell me. Then, I think in 2005, that's when I was diagnosed with my kidney problem. And that started happening, and I had to calm it down. I had to stop lifting and doing everything because I was putting a lot of strain. Because my creatinine levels were real high. So next thing you know, it said I got hypertension, almost had a heart attack one time, and then boom. Then I said, that's it. I was never eating pork, so I never ate pork really. Anyway, so there was none of that. So then after I had the 2 surgeries, that's another story, the surgeries and what really, really happened. Now I'm still writing that book. But coming out to now, back in Peoria, I've been doing, I couldn't work out for 3 years after the surgeries. 3 years flat out, because inside of me, I don't have a muscle. It's a tube that's connected from my aorta. I don't have an aorta. So my aorta from the top of my heart to the base of my kidney tube. So it's basically just running blood straight through.
And so the aorta, if I'm not mistaken, that's the superior vena cava, right? Correct? Am I right or wrong? I'm just picturing it from school, and so I'm not a specialist in cardiology, but
it's connected to 3 parts of the heart, the valves.
Yep.
So
that's a main artery to the heart.
And whenever I say I really left a piece of my heart in Arizona, that's what I mean.
Wow.
So, and I'm like, I never wanted to leave it because I know I still had that there. And it was a piece of me. So I get emotional when I bring that up. So.
Wow. Yeah. It's deep. Your heart is right with you, bro. Your heart is right with you because your spirit is your heart. Your mind, body, soul, and spirit is your heart. So it ain't where you're from, it's where you're at. You understand what I'm saying?
Always. When I got back with you guys, I mean, it's like, boom, when I came back to P, go nowhere. I stay home because I didn't want to push myself or, you know, run across some young and being knucklehead or whatever, you know, because I can't really do what I need to do to protect myself. But now, doctor said, "Oh, good to go. Go ahead and
live your life. Live your life. Love
and
over fear. Love over fear.
so
Live
now
your
I'm
life.
And we
doing-
gotta just
22-day challenge. I got that going, and then it's almost over, but I'm gonna keep it going. I'm still gonna be posting, and I'm adding more push-ups day by day by day by day.
Yep.
I've been watching LaShawn do it too.
I'm so impressed by that. I'm so impressed by that because I was on the push-up challenge too, but then I did a little something with my shoulder with work and all that, and I didn't want to admit it. So what I did is chilled out. I ain't never chilled out with my workouts, but I chilled out. That's healed. So I'm gonna join you, Rut, with that push-up challenge again. Yep, I've decided. All right.
Let me go on and jump in.
About 5 minutes left, so Lamar, do you have
Okay, all right, Lamar. All right,
no,
we
good.
We gonna give you your time.
No, we good. I'm gonna go and jump in. I'm gonna let you know. I'm not about to join you on that 22-day push-up challenge. The boy is not ready yet. Okay, I got some other stuff I'm doing. I got some other stuff that I'm doing, and I'll go ahead and all right. So let me go ahead and tell y'all, some things that I am doing for self-care. You all know I love music and everything, so music is one of my major outlets for me for self-care. I make sure I take my time, and I love digging into crates, finding stuff, unique stuff. I love finding things that, when I listen to music, I don't just listen to music for the actual beat. I listen to lyrics. So the things that I'm always trying to put out into the world, into the universe, when I'm doing anything with music, I want people to listen to lyrics. Because if you get actually able to get in tune to some of those lyrics, now them drum beats are going to be amazing, but if you can actually get in tune to some of the lyrics of some of the things that I'm trying to push out there, I think that's where one of my ministries actually happen at in terms of music.
Yep.
With me,
Mine too.
me being a old school rapper, and then now I'm flipping it to DJing. I think that's just one of my ministries. Another thing that I know that I had to do for self-care, since I turned the big 50, but I was actually doing this prior to, I was pushing this water. I'm definitely pushing water. So people always looking at me like, what you got in the cup? What you got in the cup? Usually we're pushing water. I'm trying to definitely push a lot of water, and I like water. I know a lot of people don't. I really like water. And
if I can say real quick, Lamar, real quick, sidebar, we are supposed to drink half of our body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you should be drinking 100 ounces of water at least a day. And like Rut was saying, replenish your sodium, your potassium, and things like that. Those are your electrolytes. Those make your heart beat, your muscles function, and all of that. So you have to have correct electrolyte balance as well.
You don't want to take it from the hospital, them potassiums and things.
Yes.
And the last thing that I'm doing for that health, that's self-care, is I'm spending quality time. I think what one of us alluded to very early on with COVID happening, it forced everything to shut down, and it forced people to just actually start getting in tune to those things that are most important to them. And that's what it did for me as well. It had me to really start connecting to other people who, I either have lost contact with and reconnecting with them and building those bonds and relationships with those people that I needed to build those bonds and relationships with, to strengthen who I am and to help. And some people were going through other things that, I had conversation with them and helped them to get through some of the things that they were going through. So those are the things that I've been doing.
Well, and you know what, I think that, just summing it up, just practicing thankfulness, being grateful.
Yes.
On this talk are just grateful. I mean, I count my blessings, my job, my family. I mean, everything. God is just working things out for our good. And when
that's right.
Put him in it, he'll work it out for everybody's good out there,
And we hope you all enjoyed, this our fifth episode of Think About It, Black People. We have a lot more show ideas that we would love to get out there. If you guys have any ideas or anything that you would love for us to talk about, or any experts that you would love us to bring on, we haven't still had the opportunity. Rut's finna take over in just a second and bring in some entertainment and all of that stuff as well. So we got a lot of different things that we want to talk about. Definitely want to make sure you all subscribe to our other old episodes. With that being said, definitely want to thank my entire team for always pulling up and showing out like you always do. And we'll be back at this again, y'all. Give them our social media real quick, Erica.
Well, we're on Facebook at Think About It Black People. We're on Instagram at Think About It Black People. We have an email at thinkaboutitblackpeople@yahoo.com. So anywhere that you want to hit us, you can hit us. And we're on YouTube at Think About It Black People. You have to type in --episode, and then it'll start pulling all our episodes. And so I love y'all. Queen, you look gorgeous today.
Thank
Love
you.
it,
Thank
love it.
you.
Hey, Rut, you know what time it is, man. Get that music, baby.
Think About It Black People.
Think about it, black people.